Greg, congratulations on your book, your recent book, most recent, that is Christians, the Urgent Case for Jesus in Our World. I mean, I'm intrigued by it. A couple of things I want to ask you about specifically. First of all, your interviews with our leaders, what have you gleaned in terms of Christianity as a presence in our current polity? And secondly, China, massive Christian population, isn't it? How does that fare in that nation?
Well, let me take your second question first, Kieran. I'm very kind of you to talk about the book. I have two chapters about Christianity in China, and it is one of the most astonishing stories of our time. In 1949, when the communists took power, there were 3 or 4 million Christians in China. Now there is somewhere between 60 million and 120 million. There's been a massive clampdown on Christianity and indeed on all religion in China in the last few years under Xi Jinping. The majority of Chinese Christians are the Protestant house church Christians, about 10 million Catholics. And I argue a case in this book that the Chinese Communist Party itself is a religious organisation with its own metaphysics, its own total explanation of life, its sacred scriptures. And that's why it hates Christianity so much, because it sees it as an alternative explanation for meaning, purpose, and life. And the fate of Christianity in China will go a long way to determining the fate of China. The leaders I interviewed, most notable one obviously was Scott Morrison, but Bill Hayden, former Labor leader, I thought it was a profoundly moving story that he told me of his return to belief in God after finding atheism wretched and empty. And he lost a child when she was 5 years old many years ago. He says he never really got over it. Peter Cosgrove tells me about being a believing Christian in battle. You know, he saw a tremendous amount of combat in Vietnam, and you're praying all the time in battle. And when you've killed the enemy, you still recognise that they're human beings and you're still sorry for their suffering. And Scott Morrison is probably more open and expansive with me about his Pentecostalism than he has been any other time. And I think he's to be admired for the straightforward way he deals with his Christianity.
Well, Greg Sheridan, as I said, congrats on the book. I look forward to getting stuck into it myself and appreciate your time as always. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, Kieran.